A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of military operations, the United States has conducted its first strike on a vessel in the Pacific Ocean, targeting alleged drug smugglers. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed on Wednesday that the strike occurred on Tuesday, resulting in the deaths of 2 individuals described as narco-terrorists. This marks the 8th military action in a series of strikes aimed at combating drug trafficking from Latin America, with the total death toll now reaching at least 34. Hegseth announced the strike via social media, sharing a video that captured the moment a missile hit the boat, engulfing it in flames. He stated, "There were 2 narco-terrorists aboard the vessel during the strike, which was conducted in international waters. Both terrorists were killed, and no U.S. forces were harmed in this strike." The defense secretary further emphasized the administration's stance, equating drug cartels to terrorist organizations, stating, "Just as Al-Qaeda waged war on our homeland, these cartels are waging war on our border and our people. There will be no refuge or forgiveness, only justice." The Trump administration has framed its military campaign as a necessary measure to protect American citizens from the influx of illicit drugs, categorizing drug traffickers as enemy combatants. A formal notice to Congress described the drug cartels as non-state armed groups, justifying the strikes under the premise that their actions constitute an armed attack against the United States. However, critics have raised concerns over the legality of such strikes, arguing that the lack of evidence supporting the designation of the targets as drug smugglers undermines the justification for extrajudicial killings. Legal experts have pointed out that international law generally prohibits such actions outside of combat scenarios. Brian Finucane, a researcher with the International Crisis Group, criticized the administration's narrative, stating, "There's a world of difference between these alleged, unspecified narcos and Al-Qaeda. No armed attack on U.S. like 9/11. No armed conflict. Just the U.S. government engaged in lawless premeditated killing." The military campaign has not only raised legal and ethical questions, but has also strained relations with several Latin American countries. The U.S. has deployed stealth warplanes and Navy ships as part of its counter-narcotics efforts, leading to heightened tensions, particularly with Venezuela. The U.S. has accused Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro of leading a drug cartel, further complicating diplomatic relations. In a recent public feud, President Trump clashed with Colombia's leftist leader, Gustavo Petro, over the U.S. anti-drug campaign. Trump threatened to cut all aid to Colombia, branding Petro an illegal drug dealer. Despite the tensions, Petro met with the U.S. diplomat in Colombia shortly after, reaffirming commitments to collaborate on drug-fighting strategies. The latest strike in the Pacific is a clear indication of the Trump administration's intent to broaden its military operations against drug trafficking networks, which have long posed challenges to U.S. border security. The strikes began on September 2nd, with a series of attacks occurring throughout September and October, all justified under the banner of protecting the United States from an alleged invasion of Latin American criminals. As the U.S. continues its military campaign, the implications of these strikes resonate throughout the region, raising questions about sovereignty, legality, and the potential for further escalation in U.S.-Latin America relations. The administration's approach has sparked debate over the balance between national security and adherence to international law, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for U.S. foreign policy in combating drug trafficking. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.